All right, y'all, let's get right into it. We're gonna do t-shirts one-on-one today. I got a whole lot of notes right here because I really want you to have this information on what you need to do before you start your t-shirt business. And don't worry if you've already started, a lot of this can help you today. All right, so if you don't know me, my name is Crystal Lee. I'm a multimedia personality and CEO of the brand Girl Plus Guy. You see I got my black on today. And of course I want to help you start, grow, launch your business and help you along the way. So let's get into it. Number one, very important before you start your business, you need to know who you're talking to. I say this so much and yet people still come to me and they ask me like, I just don't know where to start. The first thing you do is you need to know who you're talking to. For me, I have a brand that is all about God. So obviously I need people who believe in God, who want to believe in God, who kind of something. You gotta start there, right? So think about that. Who is your target audience? If you have a design in mind, or if you've already designed a logo or had somebody to design your logo, think about that person that you really want to be rocking your brand. Is it a he? Is it a she? Is it both? How old are they? What do they do for a living? All of that you need to know so that you know exactly how to speak to your people. That is the most important thing you should do. Please do not start doing anything else until you know who you're talking to, right? So that's number one. Number two, it's important that once you identify with number one, please don't skip over that, who you're actually talking to, who you're selling to, and you're building your brand, right? And so that brand looks like you got your social media in place, you got your name, you got everything right. Now you got to know if people actually want what you're selling. Well, how do you figure this out? How do you figure out if there is an actual demand for that product? Well, first you ask people. You start with the audience that you already have, which is your friends, your family, all of that, right? You already have a social media page, I'm hoping, and you want to kind of put some feelers out there. If I had this t-shirt, I would post it and say, what do you guys think about this? And you can kind of tell based on how excited people are or, what they say to you. Now, of course, when it's friends and family, sometimes that can get interesting because some people just don't know. And then some people are going to tell you like, oh, I love that, just because they love you. But you just want to see, is there a demand for the product that I'm going to sell? Why is that important? Because what you don't want to do is build all of this and then you go to launch and you launch to crickets. You launch to nobody buying your product. So it's important that you know that somebody actually wants what you're selling. So that may mean that there is a really popular slogan. That may mean that there is something that everybody's saying right now that works because you see it everywhere. For example, if you've been following me for a while, I had a t-shirt that said wake, pray, slay on it. Everybody was waking, praying, and slaying. So I knew that it would work. All I had to do was match up a really dope design to a slogan that I already knew was working. And when you put those two together, you know that you have a product that people want because they actually enjoy that slogan. So you want to make sure, again, that there's actually a demand for your product. Just because you like it doesn't mean that everybody else is going to love it or that they're going to buy it. Very important that you do this before you get started. Number three, you gotta research. 1 and 2 is very important to help you get into that research. So now that you've identified, or even if you haven't, you're still brainstorming, well, who am I talking to? Who is my target? Who do I want? Who am I reaching out to? And then you see, okay, people actually really like this slogan, this word that I'm using. I say it all the time and they love it. Now you gotta do your research because you wanna see, is somebody else already doing this? Is somebody else already in this lane? And it's okay if somebody is, but you gotta kind of see like what's working and what's not working. So first of all, please make sure that you check to see whether or not the slogan or the logo or whatever you're using is trademarked. Now listen, y'all, it's always somebody trying to steal a brand out here. I can say that because somebody is always trying to get Girl Plus Guy. So please make sure that you do a trademark search and check to see whether or not that slogan, that name is already taken. If it is not, or if they're using it in a different class, if you need more information about trademarks, I will leave the video below that has me and my favorite trademark lawyer, my trademark lawyer, Kiana, her video of where she talks about this. But once you make sure that your name, your slogan is all the way good, you have to spend a lot of time in this research phase. A lot of people rush out there, you just want to get it out, you just want to start selling, but you need to know what you're actually about to jump into. A lot of people sell t-shirts, a lot of people are doing this, selling a bunch of stuff online. So you got to make sure that you know what you're doing. So definitely look up your competition. Go check their comments. I'm not telling you to steal what they're doing. I'm not telling you that. All I'm telling you to do is research your competition, see how much their t-shirts are going for, see what people are saying in the comments, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and see if there's a hole in there that you can kind of fill. You want to make sure too that you're really paying attention to how they're serving their customers, how they're showing up for their customers, how they're talking on social media. You want to sign up for a lot of email newsletters, see how people are communicating, see what they're doing. There's so much more just outside of you posting a t-shirt on social media and it's selling over and over again that comes with you having a brand. So the research phase is very, very important. You also want to make sure that in your research that you look up some other factors that will go along with your brand. That includes the type of t-shirts or hoodies that you're going to use. That is very important when you're identifying who your target market is, who you're going to be selling to. For example, the hoodie that I have on right now is Gildan, right? So yes, you see my logo, but the actual make of this hoodie is Gildan. So you want to make sure when you're looking for it and you're sourcing your t-shirts and you're doing your research that you know how it fits, how it looks, how it wears, because that's going to be important for your customer. It's going to be important for your price point. If your items are cheaper, then you may be able to get along with less quality items when you buy them. But if you're going to have a very high price product, you want to make sure that in your research phase, you're looking for the highest quality clothing, period. So number 4, we got to identify your why. I talk about this a lot in my t-shirt masterclass. This should have been number 1, but I put it at number 4 for a reason. So you got to make sure that you know why you're doing this. Are you going to give up if you don't sell a bunch of t-shirts in 2 days? Or maybe a year, 2, 3? Are you really going to be all in to say, this is something I truly believe in? I know that I have a passion for this, and I know that I can start over as many times as I need to get it done. If you have been watching my channel for a long time, you know I have had several different t-shirt brands. I've had a hair company, I have journals, I have a lot of stuff going on. But my dad always taught me, you throw stuff at the wall until it sticks. In business, you are going to have to pivot. Right now, we are in the middle of a global pandemic. A lot of people have had to change their business to make it work. You cannot just put your stuff out there and think that you're gonna sell 1 million t-shirts tomorrow. You gotta give it time. So I want you to really identify why you're doing this. And you can write that down, you can put it in your phone so that you always remember when it gets tough, those days that you may not sell shirts, or when it gets really hard for you, you gotta remember the reason why you wanna do this. And that will help you to navigate from t-shirts to a bigger brand to something else. But you have to stand on that. It's not necessarily that somebody is more talented or their t-shirt is better, but some people just don't give up. They just don't give up. So I need for you to make the commitment right now that if you're going to do this and if you're gonna start, you're gonna have a t-shirt, it's gonna be the best, it's gonna look the best, that you're not gonna give up on yourself. Because even when one design is over, what is it going to look like when you have to move on to the next? All right, so identify your why you're doing this, and let's move on to the last point, and that's number 5. And this is where 1 through 4 kind of come together, and that's building your tribe, building your community, and speaking to your people. Listen, people are going to tell you, like, it's too many people doing this, girl, don't do this. You don't need to be selling no t-shirts, or dude, don't do that. Everybody has a t-shirt, but there is only one you. There's only one person who can talk like you, walk like you, look like you. Ooh! So you have to remember that and know that there are people waiting for you to truly be yourself. It's too many people out here starting businesses trying to be like other people, and they never see success because they're trying to do it like somebody else. the reason why it worked for somebody else was because they're in their lane. So I need for you to identify who you're talking to, what your specific message is, what is your niche? Like, what are you really going to hone in on? Even if it's God, there's so many different things that you can do when it comes to spirituality or God or whatever. For me, that's relationship with God. For you, that can be so many other things. So think about how you're going to build your community and what that's going to look like for you. And then once you identify, like, I'm really passionate about this, I really want to help people with this, I really want to add value to people by talking about this, then you start building your brand. Before you even think about, putting the design on a t-shirt and going to order your t-shirts, start building your brand. Start collecting emails, letting your friends and family know, I have a dope new brand coming out. Y'all make sure you go sign up for my email list and you'll be the first to know when it drops. Tell them to start following your business social media page. Tell them to go, because they do not want to miss out on your brand. It's all about confidence. It's all about believing in yourself, because if you believe in yourself, everybody else will. But if you go into it and you're like, please just buy my t-shirt, please just buy my t-shirt, nobody's gonna want to support that. So I want you to think about that before you start, so that you don't start your brand, start selling your t-shirts after your friends and family buy it, and then you're stuck with no customers. You're stuck trying to figure it out. All of these things are foundation, and they're the foundation that you need to build a lifelong brand, a pandemic-proof brand that will stay with you forever. So I hope that these helped you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you just want to talk to me, you can drop them below in the comments. I love you guys, and we'll talk in my next video.